The FDA has put out a warning for unapproved versions of the dermal filler Juvederm. The injectable is being sold and distributed illegally across the country. The agency cautions both providers and consumers to avoid products with labels Juvederm Ultra 2, 3, and 4. Here with more is Dr. Melanie Palm from Art of Skin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this sounds like such a serious problem because you're messing with your face anyways, and then to have a product that you don't know if it's good or
Legitimate.
not.
Yeah. So I'm a huge patient advocate, and I'm so thankful that you guys are talking about this, because I think we can provide some good tips to ask your physician to make sure that you're actually getting product that's gone through the proper FDA channels, that it's a legitimate product that's actually manufactured and distributed for U.S. patients. So Juvederm 2, 3, and 4, it's used legitimately elsewhere in other countries around the world. But the problem is when it's imported here, it's number one, illegal, so physicians shouldn't be injecting it. But number two, you don't know what is the chain of events that it actually gets to the clinic where you're getting the injection. Was it temperature controlled? Is there a problem that it could have been exposed to bacteria and you could get an infection? Or even worse, sometimes we see stories about, boxes don't look legitimate, there's misspelling. So I want to tell consumers sort of what to look out for and what to ask their physicians as well.
Well, right. So that's the big question is, do you ask them, can I look at the box? How do you do this?
Absolutely. And I think if your practitioner is even bulking at that, I think you should run out the door. Often pricing sort of predicates this. So if you're going to a good board-certified core specialist, a board-certified dermatologist, a plastic surgeon, there's a price premium for that, but part of it is the product. So if something seems like too good of a deal, you really want to act concerned. When we're talking about things like Botox and Dysport, the toxins we use, there's actually a hologram on the bottle, and I've had patients ask me, and I have no problem with showing them the product. We've actually brought the 5 approved Juvederm products that are actually distributed here in the U.S. appropriately, and you can ask to look at these boxes. They look legitimate, they have holograms on them, there's an expiration date, there's a lot number, and there's only 3 major channels for all of our fillers to come into the U.S. For Juvederm, it's Allergan, there's a company MERS, and a company called Galderma who uses McKesson as their manufacturer. So ask a physician where they're getting it from, how they've ordered it, and ask to look at the box or ask them to open up the syringe right in front of you.
Well, and a lot of these doctors, some of them are buying them as a co-op as well, and that's something that you also need to be careful about.
Yeah, so sometimes it's legitimate product, but they're distributing it for 70 different practices, sometimes in multiple states. And again, the companies that manufacture this can't ensure the safety, because once it leaves their hands and it's brought to a clinic and then redistributed to other ones, you don't know how it was handled. Was it temperature controlled? Was it kept in sterile conditions, appropriate so that it's safe for you to be injected?
Okay, so the number one thing is talk to your doctor, make sure that you're asking the right questions.
Absolutely. And if somebody hesitates, I would walk out the door and find somebody else who isn't afraid to answer those questions correctly.
Right, because this all comes down to there could be side effects, there could be other kinds of problems.
Yeah, I mean, luckily these are temporary fillers, but I'll tell you, at least several times a month I deal with complications that have happened in the community, and I just want patients to be safe. Injectables are lovely, but you want them done by somebody who really understands them and is taking the right, appropriate, ethical actions to make sure that you're getting the right product.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Palm, for the information. We're going to have more Good Morning San Diego coming back after this.